You are listening to the Park Flyer Podcast, where we discuss our RC adventures.
Welcome to the Park Flyer Podcast, where we discuss the ups and downs of the new RC Flyer. Join your hosts, Michael and Jay, as they take flight at the park. Now on with the show.
Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Park Flyer Podcast. I'm Michael from Arizona, and with me always,
AK Mike
here
from Texas in Arizona.
Here in Arizona, that's correct. And today is day 2 of the Arizona Electric Festival. We try every year to bring you coverage. If you haven't already, or if you're just joining us, our last episode was all day Friday. Today's Saturday, and already got people out on the line. I've already been up flying a couple times, and we're kind of going through some batteries and figuring out how to get Mike up in the air. But if you haven't seen some of our live coverage, then jump onto our Facebook listeners group or our Facebook page at Park Flyer Podcast on Facebook, or Park Flyer Podcast. I can't even talk today. Park Flyer Podcast listeners group, and check out some of our live coverage.
You're just too excited.
I am kind of excited. It's turning out to be a beautiful day. There's no wind, which is great.
All day, supposedly.
All day?
Yeah, all day.
It's a beautiful, not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful weather's actually warmer than today than it was.
It's going to be in the 70s today.
Yeah, I may have to shed my long sleeve shirt.
Yeah. Well, I might have to actually go to shorts. I don't know if you want that, though.
Yeah, that's true. I did put my pants on today, and I probably could get away with shorts, so I may join you there and switch clothing and here.
I wonder if they would accept me to wear my shorts and my long johns.
That would, I don't know.
It might be social outcast if I did that.
I don't know. I've probably seen worse.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't think I want to know.
I think at this point, just being out on the flat line flying, you would be accepted.
Okay.
And, it's not a big issue. I don't think anybody's complaining about what anybody's wearing.
No, that's true.
As of yet.
I'm just thinking about the social ramifications of my choices.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we could do it. An F-16 in the air. We've got Justin just walking by with no Viper, so that looks good.
He had a really interesting landing just now. I don't know if you saw it. But.
Yeah, he was coming in for landing. The difference is, I think, for me at least this morning, yesterday the wind was so strong.
Yeah.
And so you were really powering into the wind, landing with power. And today, the very first flight, there's no wind.
Coming in hot.
You come in, it's a little bit quicker. You don't have to have as much power.
Coming in hot.
Pull the throttle out a little sooner, and not that it extended my landing, but my rollout was.
Yeah, your rollout was longer. Yeah, for sure.
My landing was still good, but
you nailed where the landing was, and then it rolled all the way to the end of the runway. It's like, wow, okay.
Yeah, it didn't. The little EDF doesn't have brakes, so I was like, I could do it. We got an interesting airplane about to go in the air today. It is Howard the Duck, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Bob Ruff is one of the guys that comes on a regular basis.
Damn, the thing flaps. You just saw him do the wing. That's
it flaps.
That is crazy.
We're going to definitely have to show a picture.
That's definitely
but it is
a live video.
Yes, it is a duck. The wings do flap, and it is an amazing little kind of a flat flyer. I don't know, like a box flyer kind of thing, but it's a Angry Bird, I think, is what it is, not Howard the Duck.
It could be an Angry Bird.
I think it's an Angry Bird.
It could be either, to be honest with you.
It could be.
It kind of looks like a duck.
Yeah, I think it is a duck, but I think it's a Angry Bird. But anyway, we'll
definitely
get some
do
pictures.
A live video of that.
Yeah,
sure.
we'll get a definite picture of it if he flies it again. But it is very cool that it flaps like that. Kind of funny. But anyway, we got some vintage airplanes. I think Barrett may be coming out to fly his big airplanes today too. So we've got
I think he's got 4 airplanes with 8-foot wingspans at least.
Yeah,
at least
that. So yeah, that's amazing. I thought Bob Ruff was the one flying it, and he just walked out. It's somebody else. So we're gonna have to. Figure that out.
005.
Yeah,
Secret
005.
Agent 005.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. We all have names our numbers that they gave us to identify the pilots, and most guys have them on the back of their hats. So everybody's standing up there. We have a lot of 00, 001 through 0010.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, we've been calling everybody 00, whatever, Secret Agent 00. So that's pretty funny, but. Well, anyway, we're excited about today. We're going to try and, get some more flights in and see some really good stuff. We got a noon show coming out. We'll talk to some of the guys and some of the gaggles, hopefully, that come
Yeah,
on.
that'll be fun.
We'll keep you updated.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us for our coverage of Saturday and day 2 of the Arizona Electric Festival. We're going to go back and hit the flight line, but stay tuned for more from the Park Flyer Podcast.
Flying wing.
Yes. We're going to try and fly the wing this morning, I think. So.
Let's do this.
All righty. We'll be right back.
Let's fly.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Park Flyer Podcast. I'm Michael here in Arizona, and with me is AK Mike. We're returning back from the flight line. We just experienced – actually, we didn't experience. We watched. I didn't really participate, but we watched the FPV team come in and fly some Viper jets. Now, this was very interesting.
As demos go.
Yeah. So these guys have head trackers in these HSD Viper jets.
Yes.
So the Viper jets are fairly large. They all from the time that they get out. I'm going to post a picture of it, but from the time that they go out, they're on FPV goggles. The pilots in the cockpit have goggles on as well. And their heads actually turn left and right. So they can't see down, but they can turn left and right as far as I know. And anyway, they all taxi out together and they line up together, and then they fly a formation team. I'm telling you, I was standing next to Tony Quist from Horizon, and both of us were just amazed. Tony and I were like, wow, that is just amazing that they can fly FPV. Now they take off, they taxi out, they take off, they fly a routine. They do a 3-ship and a 4-ship formation, believe it or not. Today they only did the 3-ship. They have spotters and they have a controller that basically tells each one of them, kind of telling them what they're doing. So we had one guy that took off, and I think he either took off, the other guys made the turn, and he didn't see them make the turn, so he lost where they were. And as a result, the controller was like, hey, I didn't get his name, but, he's like, hey, pilot number 3, you need to circle. So he did like 2 circles, and as he did, the other team came around, and, he's visually watching it, but he can kind of tell them how to line up. And so then he did a circle around the middle of the field, and then he goes, okay, level your wings, wait. They're going to come underneath you. And then he goes, all right, power up. And they kind of matched up. And then as soon as they went underneath them, he was able to see them and or got in front of them. They reacquired them, and then he sped up, and they made a turn. They fly for about 5 minutes in this little routine. It's pretty amazing to watch. Then they do a break. They come in and they actually land FPV.
Yeah,
together. And that is truly amazing, because I know that I've flown some formation in real life, and it's very difficult in a real airplane. I mean, it's not something everybody is used to doing. And fingertip formation, when you're right on top of a guy, I mean, you got to be right on it, but you got to be looking at his airplane the whole time. So these guys are learning to fly. They're actually flying it. I talked to a couple other guys, and they said that they've been on some of the, the simulator games that, have been produced now, and they do a lot of formation flying there too. So they are kind of practicing, kind of getting that to work. But it was truly amazing. They are.
It would be a terrible job to have.
It would be
awful.
Yeah, it would be awle. But,
yeah.
I
would help them out.
Would you?
And sit in for one of them in case they,
Yeah.
Because, after a while, a guy's going to burn out. Gotta.
Yeah, I doubt it. Well,
Crush my dream. Go
I
ahead.
know, right? Well, we are kind of. I tell you what, we got a little busy. Just the two of us flying, and didn't get back to our podcast as quickly as we wanted to. But it was such a beautiful day today.
It was a beautiful,
really beautiful day. We had all our batteries charging. There was no wind. We came out in the morning. I flew the L-39. I flew the A-10. We flew the wing. And, of course, we had a mishap with the wing. It lost power. And you got it back.
Yeah.
It was you flying. You got it back. And then you climbed up sky high and lost power again, and it went down the desert.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know what power or whatever it was. We lost.
Lost
whatever we lost. Yeah.
Yeah, lost the signal. And so anyway, Mike and I went out into the desert to look for it.
We went hiking today, too.
We did good hiking.
Yeah.
We spent about 30 minutes out there looking for it, and come to find out it was right on the barbed wire fence where we didn't really have to walk.
There waiting for us.
I know, it just was waiting, and not a scratch. So it just amazingly enough just came down and plopped into the tree, and it was hanging on the fence. So we found it, brought it back. And then I spent about another 45 minutes looking for someone else's Viper that went down. I asked them, hey, did you see where it went? And then they were not really wanting to go get it. So I said, well, I'll walk out there. So we walked out there, spent about 45 minutes doing a crosshatch pattern in the desert, and wound up finding it and bringing it back. And they were appreciative of that. So. Vipers have a lot of electronics in them, so, it was worth it to get it back.
I agree.
Another guy lost an A10. We didn't get to go out and look for that one.
No, but he was way out there, too.
He was way, way out there. I think he lost orientation. So, but anyway, then we got the lunch. The noon demo was pretty amazing this year. We had a couple of teams. We had the Banana Hobbies team get up and do the B1B Lancers.
Mm-hmm.
We got they came back and did the T7As. That was kind of cool.
Right.
We did the Horizon Hobbies guys did the Vipers.
Yeah.
They did a formation Viper team.
UMX Gaggle.
UMX Gaggle. You participated in that. Yeah. You got to fly the little UMX Pits special.
Yes.
And you actually were out there a lot today with that Pits.
Yeah, it's fun to fly. I like
Is
flying
it? You like flying that?
Mm-hmm.
Very
since
cool.
the wing was unreliable. I would have liked to fly the wing, but it was unreliable. It's unreliable at this point.
We tested it, and there was range issues with it,
Yep.
so we didn't want to get it out too far and lose it in the desert again because we did spend a lot of time, wasted a lot of time looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came back and met a couple of good guys. Scott was interested in the L39, and believe it or not, we let him take a turn on, on the sticks and kind of experience that and talked to him a little bit.
He really liked it.
He did. He really liked it. He was looking at that in the Avanti, and I don't know. He's told me, he's like, you're kind of selling me on this L39. So, but he got to fly that, and you got to fly the L39 a couple times.
Yep.
So that was kind of good.
Yep, that's fun.
What else do we have in the gaggle?
There was a jet gaggle.
Jet gaggle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had the Horizon guys flew the A10. I mean the Mohawk, and they flew that, and that was pretty cool too. They had a World War II gaggle, so a lot of World War II airplanes, a couple P-51s. Helicopter demo, yeah, exactly. Spencer did a 3D
really
demo.
Fast helicopter.
Yeah,
and then
John, he did the speed run at about 195 miles an hour, and then Spencer came in and did a helicopter 3D maneuver. So he did a little routine.
Yep,
really good at that.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so then we kind of took a break, had a little lunch watching the noon demo, and then we jumped back in and flew the L39 a couple times. And man, it's been kind of a fun day. We've just been out flying, and I think you flew the pits more than anything out here.
Yeah, really. I mean, we're going to do some night flying tonight.
We are. So we're right at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We got a pizza party coming up here in a little bit, and then the sun's slowly setting here in Arizona.
I like to call it the third day.
The third day?
Yeah, because at night.
Yeah, the third day. So I think Shannon is going to hook up with us here later after the pizza party and kind of do a wrap-up. But we do understand that I think they're trying to change this event to more of a 2-day Friday-Saturday event rather than Friday-Saturday-Sunday.
Okay.
He mentioned that next year they may do that.
One less day.
Yeah, one less day.
There is one thing I wanted to mention that we didn't talk about.
What's up?
The Angry Bird.
Yes, and that was amazing.
Yes.
The Angry Bird, we did have an Angry Bird. I did find out that there are plans online if you want to
make one yourself.
Yeah, you can make one yourself and paint it whatever color. But there is a guy that has kits available. Although, from what I understand, the guy's in Ukraine and he's having a hard time
shipping stuff.
It's
not clear about that piece of it, but it makes sense that
he might be. Yeah, he may be having a little trouble shipping.
Production issues.
Issues.
Well, they're probably using all the Angry Birds for FPV and reconnaissance.
They could be.
So if you're in the Ukraine and you're hearing this and you see an angry bird in the sky, it could be an FPV,
it could be an FPV.
or you never know.
Well,
it's not a real bird.
The angry bird was really cool because the wings flap.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the cool thing.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah.
And we talked about the idea, and I really like to make this happen, that next year that we plan on coming together and have an angry bird combat moment.
That would be fun.
And then we all have different angry birds, and then someone could fly the pig.
Yeah.
And then we could just go
cool.
at it. And
that would be
kind of
cool.
Because the engines are protected. And
yeah, they really are. I mean, they're a center line thrust, so the Angry Bird is round. It's it's literally like two pizza boxes put vertically.
Right.
You split them, one up and one down.
Right.
And then the motor's in the middle, so it's protected with all the foam, and it flies, just beautifully. So. The B-2 bomber flew today as well, and Jeremy flew that one, and he has the American flag painted on the bottom.
Oh yeah, that was fun. He did that at the
at the beginning.
At the beginning,
they did the national anthem, and he kind of
right. That was good. So. That was good.
But yeah, man, we've had a good time, and not as many vendors this year, but that's okay. We still got some stuff, and a lot of sponsors.
Prices
Everybody
were
did the
good.
raffle raffle. The pilot raffle. We had that. What'd you win?
I got some epoxy, Zap epoxy, and Zap CA.
Oh,
and a couple of extension wires.
There you go.
So that's the start of my maybe my start of my Angry Bird. I don't know.
There you go. It could be. You never know. I dug into the pot and won a Park Flyer podcast T-shirt. Anyway.
Wow. You've been needing one of those, too.
Yeah, go figure. We donated a couple of airframes and some T-shirts to the cause. And anyway, I pulled it up, and they read my number, and he reached over and grabbed that T-shirt, and he just shook his head. He started laughing. He goes, "Put that back." So, I tossed I told him I had plenty of those. And was able. He allowed me to toss it back in and pick another one. So I actually got a battery. So,
good.
Yeah, I got a 5,000 or I think it's a 5,000 milliamp 4-cell.
Okay.
So
you don't have any 4-cell.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I mean, I got a couple of airplanes that fly 4-cell. I just haven't flown them in a while.
5,000 milliamp.
Yeah,
4-cell?
I've got.
I think that's what I use to start my paramotor.
Oh, maybe so. There you go. See, maybe I
can't remember if it's a 4-cell or a 5-cell. I think it's a 4-cell.
Maybe I'll trade some epoxy for.
Okay.
Actually, believe it or not, my pattern airplane flies on a 4-cell.
Okay.
And I have.
You didn't bring that this time.
I didn't bring it this time, but I do have a couple of things.
I think I've flown that before too, actually.
Might have. Yeah, it's a big pattern airplane. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Well, today we did have a mishap with the B-17 bomber. Had an issue on takeoff and ran into the fence and pretty much exploded. That was a major mishap. And then we did have an Freewing A-10 that was flying, but he got a little too far out, lost orientation.
And there was another little tiny A-10 too that went down, remember?
Yeah, but he just lost battery. I think he just ran out. But
you're right. He landed well, actually.
Yeah,
if I remember
just on the other side of the runway.
Yeah, right.
The big A-10 last in.
Yeah, he definitely went nose in.
Yeah. The other really exciting thing was the 747.
The KLM. Yeah, that thing was beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing. It flew great. I actually talked to him, and it was a kid. He said they only made about 100 of them.
Oh, really?
And he said it was just not financially viable to make the molds because they can produce it's about the same cost as producing some of these. L39s, A10s, F4s.
But
they sell hundreds of those, thousands of those, and they sell maybe 100 of those.
I see.
So. But he said it was great, and I asked him. He said the one thing that I had a problem with is the rollout. It doesn't stop very well. It just keeps rolling because it's got so many wheels on it. But he said it flies like a trainer. It's all molded foam. It's amazing, and it runs off of 4 6-cell batteries.
4.
And each one, I think they're 5 or 6,000. They run on one motor, and they're all he's got it in 2 different compartments. But the airplane's big enough that he could put a lot of stuff in there if you wanted to. It is amazing. But yeah, it was KLM that he actually rolled it. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that thing rolled.
That's scale.
Yeah, it was not too scale, but he said it just doesn't slow down quite as much. The flaps are probably a little short, but it was cool to watch. It does have a long takeoff roll. But,
yeah.
Anyway,
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I did too. So, well, we are still out flying. The wind has kind of died down as sun is slowly setting.
I
We're
might get
gonna,
the pits out again.
yeah, you grab since that no wind. Oh, I didn't. We didn't talk about
The prizes?
no
What?
the UMX Vapor.
Oh,
So for those of you listening, Mike and I got a new UMX Vapor
for night.
for
flying.
night flying, and last night we everybody kind of called it a night, and Mike and I are we stay here at the field. We kind of are late night scaredy, and so he and I were like, "Hey, we should go fly that UMX at night," you know. So we came out. The wind was a little a little
It's
gusty,
brisk.
but then it stopped.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, now's the time to do it." So we jumped in there. We took off. I think I had the battery a little far back,
Maybe.
or yeah, a little
Maybe.
far back.
Maybe.
I had to give it a lot of nose down trim.
I would say that the breeze had a good effect on it anyway.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I still had a lot of trim in it,
Yeah.
and was doing okay, flying it back and forth around. I was just in the pits area, and all of a sudden the wind kicked up, and it picked that vapor up and just tossed it right on top of the Armada. And now both of us are standing around here, 11:30 at night, going, "How do we get this thing off the Armada?" But we were pretty resourceful.
Yes.
I think we figured out a way, and with no one getting hurt and nothing getting damaged.
That was the real thing.
Yeah,
you
we
know.
we were able to kind of get tall enough to reach up there and slide it off. So that was pretty cool. This year also we have an FPV drone guy that's out here doing some video footage. So hopefully they'll have some good photos on our C groups and on our website. We've taken some, and then the FPV guy I think is going to do some.
Yeah.
The drone he'll do some as well. So. And we'll probably cover more with that with Shannon on the pizza or after the pizza party. But I think we should get the walrus out and a couple of the night flyers, get
Yeah.
them ready, and
Yeah.
go grab some pizza, and we'll be back
Talk
after
about
the
it
night flyer.
afterwards. Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Park Flyer Podcast. It's late. It's Saturday evening, and we are right in the middle of the night fly. We were all out, most everybody's out flying, and I totally spaced that we needed to finish up the podcast. So I ran back over here, grabbed the microphone, and while Mike is out flying the airplanes with Shannon, I figured I'd wrap up the day, and thanks for joining us once again. We had a really good day today. Saturday was phenomenal. The weather was beautiful. I think you probably heard from early on, and actually the night fly is going really well. We're out. Mike is out there flying the walrus with Shannon, and then everybody else is flying their night flyers as well. We've got some pretty cool night fly stuff. There's a big round UFO, and we were talking about with Shannon and Mike. We were talking about the fact that we should put a cow hanging underneath it because it just kind of sits there. It's a quadcopter, and it just kind of goes up. And anyway, it's kind of cool looking. It's got a bunch of blue lights that kind of rotate around, but it actually looks really cool in the air, and he's over there flying it. So that's kind of fun to watch. A couple other airplanes out there. I'm not really sure. Everybody's kind of got. There's another walrus, and I think there's a 3D type airplane that someone's out there flying as well. But anyway, back to the day. The day was great. We had some really good flying. I got to fly the T-28 Trojan from Horizon guys. They let me kind of demo that tonight, and that was kind of cool. It's their new yellow scheme. It flies really, really well. It slows down just amazing. I came in for landing, and then he said, "Hey, you're coming in too fast. You need to slow down." So I went around and did a touch and go there, and came in and slowed it even further down and touched down, and it rolled maybe 5 feet. So it's a great little airplane that they've come out with, and we're demoing it this weekend. So it turned out to be a really good flyer. I'm really impressed. It does have lights, and that's kind of cool. We were flying at about dusk, so it looks really good in the air with the lights. The afternoon went really well. Mike participated in the gaggle. He flew the Pitts S1, the little UMX. So they had a UMX gaggle out there. There's a lot of little like corporate jets. Somebody brought a bunch of those. They brought like 5 or 6 of them. They're little Amazon airplanes, and everybody was flying around. It sounded like a bunch of angry bees out there with the small EDFs. But it turned out to be really good. The noon demos were really good. The Horizon guys went out there and flew their Viper jets. The other guys flew the FPV, and they flew some Viper jets as well. Now that is amazing to watch these guys. I wasn't really sure how they did it, but they have a little pilot that sits in there, and his head turns left and right, and they can literally fly formation with it. They taxi out that way and they take off that way. Unfortunately, we didn't get to really talk to those guys, but the demo team was really impressive, and watching them fly during the noon demo was really fun. So it's amazing to be able to watch those guys do that. That they have a couple different airplanes that they're flying in that configuration. So they've got 2 different sets. They've been out there all day charging batteries and flying, taking their turns flying the FPV. We also had the pilot giveaway, and everybody kind of grabbed something, which was pretty impressive. I think I wound up with a battery. Mike wound up with some Z-epoxy, 30-minute epoxy, and some glue, and some servo extensions, I think, as well. So everybody got something. We had a lot of airframes get passed out. A couple of the guys won that. One of our junior guys, he won the GWS J10 that we donated at this particular time. So he was looking at him and his dad building that. We're excited about that. Let's see what else we have. All the vendors kind of wrapped it up tonight as well. It's been one of those things. Everybody's had a good time, and being Saturday, everybody's kind of finishing up with the night fly, packing up. So we're losing a lot of the guys here. I don't know if tomorrow will be quite as busy, but we're kind of hanging out. I think Mike and I have plans later to fly the little UMX Vapor. I got a night Vapor, and we tried to fly it the other night, put it on top of the Armada, and I think we're going to try and fix all that tonight and not do that. The wind's really nice right now, and everybody is kind of just taking the turns, but once they get done, I think we're going to try and fly the little UMX. Other than that, it's been a really good day. If you haven't made plans next year to finish up or to come out to Arizona to fly with the Electric Festival, you should do it. Shannon is going to continue to run the Electric Festival, thank goodness. But I think for now, he's given up the presidential spot for the club. We're happy that he's going to have more time to dedicate to this event. We're hoping for great things with him. We'll try to get with him a little later, but for now, we're going to head back out to the flight line. I think Mike's coming in with the dead batteries. He's going to switch it out and try to fly it. So we're going to kind of take turns and try to figure that out. But anyway, I'm back out to the flight line. I just wanted to kind of wrap things up for Saturday. We had a really good day, and we will see you hopefully on the next one. But for now, I'm Michael from Arizona, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
You have been listening to the Park Flyer Podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to your next visit. Please give our show a star rating and review, and feel free to email us your questions, topics, or suggestions to parkflyerpodcast@gmail.com.